Well, hey, I have to say, despite the bad things that have been happening to Gong Fu, Daniel W. Ting stepping up tonight, last minute, knowing that he's going to be jumping on the face-off. It's good to see that they have leadership there, despite losing Ho'ohahi, and hopefully Gong Fu can continue to show more of good quality play. They're joining us from the Silver League, and they've been a team that's been around for a long time, Rukil, a long time outside of the Gold League.
Yeah, I used to play against them when I was still playing before I became a commentator here, and they were one of the top performing teams that was in tournaments. They weren't winning all the time. There were some teams that were up top then, just like there are now above Gong Fu, but they would place pretty well sometimes. You commentated.
I did, man. The shot blockers versus Gong Fu. Yeah. Oh, that was years ago. All right, let's take a look at the rosters for both these teams. The ones I'm going to focus on the most for Hammer Time, Neander, NYPD. I'm going to take a look at how those two are going to be able to perform today.
Don't forget about Drynitz himself. The captain is being a rather phenomenal tanker as well, even though he doesn't get the chance to be the top performer. And of course, Terry Loves Bird is the, by far, top performer of Gong Fu. He just puts out damage. He's a monster. We saw him on steps just the other day. Every time he plays, something about it. He's last alive. He's always dealt a monstrous amount of damage. His average is beautiful. I don't know what it is, and I wish that other members of Gong Fu were just as good as him. What is he doing right that everyone else in Gong Fu is either supporting so well or something else? They just can't get the wins. They need that little bit more.
Well, as long as Terry Loves Bird doesn't encounter any players that have disconnected from the game, I feel he's still going to perform very, very well in tonight's match. Rukil, why don't you go ahead and detail for us Rue's rules for victory?
Yep. First, Terry loves shooting bad men. He does, and he shoots them all the time. Just keep letting him shoot people. I mean, that's all that has to happen, because he just makes shots count. He doesn't miss as much. He makes shots go into the right spots. He hits the right hitboxes all the time. He's always critting. I want to see one other member emulate his play style, and we'll see him do just fine. Second, Officer Down, NYPD from Hammer Time, has been another phenomenal performer. Gong Fu needs to shut him down. If they can shut him down, they have no longer anyone who's the huge potential damage dealer. Everyone else is working to support NYPD and other players. He needs to die, but it's going to be very difficult. Third and final is on a serious note. Gong Fu's had some roster changes that they were not expecting. They've lost one of their players and their captain. That's going to hurt. And on top of that, Hammer Time is one of the best teams in our league. You're going to have to take on something very serious. If you can even win one battle, Gong Fu is going to earn my respect tonight.
You know what's crazy is that Hammer Time and Gong Fu are at the bottom of the division, because Hammer Time had one loss against Fnatic and a win against Bernal Empires, but it was a tiebreaker win. This is a huge victory they need if they're going to take out Gong Fu. If they take out Gong Fu, they need these points. They don't need another tiebreaker. Here we go. Battle number 1 is going to take place on steps. Rukil, what do we have for tanks?
For tanks, I'm looking at a Pershing, T69, and 3 1390s for the side of Hammer Time. Gong Fu will bring a Pershing, a T69, and 3 1390s.
Say it with me, chat. Mirror matchup. Here we go.
I hope they did it.
I'm sure they did.
Okay.
Terry Loves Bird, Germany Y. And Peja, the T1 heading towards the west. To the north, looks like Yatagami, the 1390.
All right, opening scout runs. NYPD leads the way. He may find Yatagami.
You talk about what's at stake for these two teams, Rukil. Hammer Time may have won the praise of how well they lost against Fnatic, but for tonight, they need to show no mercy.
Absolutely none.
And Gong Fu, they are in a tough spot as a team, but if they can survive this can be the refiner's fire for them. If they can take it to Game 5, not necessarily win, but if they can take it to Game 5, that is going to be a huge boost of confidence for everyone on the team.
And this is where we see Hammer Time show that they have the skill, because we're doubting right now. They went to a tie, and they have a loss. If they lose tonight, if Hammer Time for some reason lost to Gong Fu, we would probably not see them at our finals. Blind Fire, by the way, coming in.
Possibly. And we would not see people betting on them as much as we have. First tank to fall.
He did not move. Why did he not? Creeks, blind fire coming your way, get out of the bush. It's recon by fire. And they found out there's a T1 there because they killed it. And now, Hammer Time has to back off. And shots fired, Yatagami takes one hit.
Hope everyone was able to place their bets. Betting only lasts for 4 minutes at the beginning of the face-off. Yatagami has been hit. He falls back along with Shuma King. And they're swinging all the way to the west now. One tank staying back. It's Daniel W. Tang. He's going to be commanding his team from the T1 position. Hammer Time is going to continue to move south from the Eastern Valley.
And now we've got east control for Hammer Time. Kung Fu going to take that western position. This is what we saw when they last time, actually, that they played. They were able to do very well in the southwest. And I remember Terry Loves Bird actually being the MVP by far for that match when he just rolled on in at a 1390 and just wrecked people.
They're sticking together, except for Chen Baiyu in Germany. They're holding back the defensive position. Hotel 4. And Hammer Time is going to slowly creep up with some of their 1390s. Well, they're using the bushes as cover for now.
They're just going to play it slow. Wait for something to happen. Give it a minute or two.
Chen Baiyu firing from a distance towards Nitz, it looks like. Blind fires. It's not scouted. And Chen Baiyu and Germany are going to move slightly. Germany's actually moving more. Chen Baiyu's covering the movement as he has his turret pointed towards the east, and he hangs back to the rocks he initially was about a minute ago.
All right, let's talk about these guys making their attack work. Drynitz in the south has crossed over. So we've got that from Hammer Time. Now, Drynitz backs off, giving up that position. Okay, that sets me back. Drynitz, seriously, buddy. I really needed you to stay on the other side to make my point.
Yeah.
But
well, let's pretend he did. Let's pretend he did.
No, we're going to work with it anyway. It's okay, Drynitz. Whatever. No big deal. No big deal. Okay, so he's backed off. He's going to go back to the east. Hammer Time had the ability to push across the southwest. It's risky, though, if Kung Fu were in the southwest. But once they verify that Kung Fu is in the northwest, then that was the potential for that 1390 Drynitz, dang it, Drynitz, to cross. That just... Thanks, Drynitz. Let's see how it is.
Thanks, Drynitz.
Thanks.
Hashtag thanks, Drynitz.
Yep.
Hey, sometimes it happens.
No, it's okay.
You see a potential setup and they change it on you. They pull the audible. Kung Fu.
It's just that I wanted to make one really cool point that he could do something awesome.
Taking a lot of the west side. Here's
Decided-
Terry Loves Bird, top performer on Kung Fu here. That average damage over 1,400.
It's brutal. Really is. Getting that much average damage in 7x42 is just absolutely monstrous. There are very few other players that have that level of average damage.
Getting close to the 5-minute mark. Potential reset happening from either team.
But Peja is spotted by Nitz. Good job, Nitz. Sitting still in a bush. Best ward in A.
Yeah, that spotting will happen in 50 meters for proxy spotting, but camouflage, both on the map itself and also on the tank, factors as well. And more spotting is happening in Yatagami.
Spots NYPD. NYPD recognizes that he should probably drive away, and so this little loop. Just a little loop. Little 1390 loop. And now they recognize that there's a potential for Kung Fu to be in the northwest. I'm waiting for Hammer Time to make a move.
Oh, Yatagami.
Oh.
Oh, man.
What'd he do?
He hit the side of the hill with his tank, or at least the top fit in the side of his tank flew off, and he landed kind of on the shoulder of his tank, you could say, or on the tracks.
Yeah.
If you ever do that, you kind of fall over and you land on your arm. That's kind of what he did.
But on his tracks.
On his tracks, though.
But tracks are like feet.
I know, but it's
Is it like falling on your knee?
yeah, that
Is
could
that
work
better?
too. Yeah, thanks.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you go. Okay.
It looked like
Boom.
he was slide
Oh,
tackling.
I see now.
Yeah,
Okay.
like that. There you go.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, I'm amazed he didn't damage himself more, but that does break his track so that later he has to worry about being tracked yet again.
It's like he biffed it. That's the best way to say it.
Yes. Wipe out.
Wipe out. It was cool to see, though, because he got some good airtime.
He should do more jumps.
All right.
Do a flip.
Yeah, it's great. You know, the front of the tank, I feel like the flywheel's the hands, and the rear of the tank's the legs. So that's why I kind of thought that's how
The
it worked.
gun is like the hands. And it reaches out and it touches something.
We had people at E3 pretend to be tanks, and so it took about 4 or 5 people to create the tank itself. And
Yeah.
the commander, and one person was the gun. People were the tracks.
Who was
It
the
was a lot-
turret?
It was a lot of fun.
Someone was
Someone was the turret.
Okay, and the
then,
gun.
And then when it would shoot, they would fly out as a shell.
The person would fly out.
Mm-hmm. They would jump. They would jump into the audience.
Were they very small people?
No. It would vary on who we picked.
Oh, okay.
But my co-host Patrick and Chelsea, we had a lot of fun.
You threw people?
No, Germany takes down Nitz in that shot. So both the T1s from Hammer Time have fallen. And Hammer Time... I'm looking at Zazie, Drynitz, and NYPD, and they were moving all as one across the map, but then they stopped.
All right, here's the push from Hammer Time. Nitz has taken a few extra minutes to do it, but this is it. Right across the southwest, you verify the position, you cross, screen the cap, put pressure on. You killed your T1s, though, so there's no cap pressure waiting to happen. And actually, Daniel W. Tang has failed to spot any 1390s. Daniel, your position is not that great.
Well, he's
It's-
trying to command his team as well.
How do you command your team from the other side of the map? You sure he's commanding?
Team speak.
Are you positive he's commanding?
No, I'm not. We have
Okay,
to verify
I-
with their admin if he is going to be the team commander. But he was the one selected for face-off because he had a webcam. We know that.
Yeah, I don't think that we see much success from commanders who command from literally the other side of the map. Usually, if there's a command T1, they stick with the main group. You'll see if this was Simp, if Simp were Kung Fu right now, Mac Chi would be where Peja is
Yes.
in the T1, and you'd see someone like Maudable.
Oh, I agree with you.
Yeah, I'm just
I agree.
pointing it out.
Yeah. All right, there he is. Flag cap. Aggression, 45 seconds.
Daniel.
Those 2 tanks. And photo finish takes down Peja.
Okay,
One
that
shot.
one. And now there's a scramble to get back to cap. Can they do it in time, though?
Well, there was one tank. Oh, Yodogami's going to get hit. Photo finish sees him, fires, gets it for 220.
So you're brilliant. He's going to screen the cap. He's going to keep Germany from stopping the cap. And with that, we may have enough time. However, a fight to the north.
It's going to be tough. Germany's going to continue that fight. That northern fight's not exactly what matters here. It's just a distraction. But there's a reset that happens. They're able to get it. Resetting it back to 54. Now, no more tanks are on the flag cap, and this could be a potential draw. Gong Fu still has 4 tanks left alive. Shuma King firing against Zazie. And he moves in. 10 seconds left to go.
Now, Photo may take down Terry. And that could give him a little damage. This could work out if this goes to a game 6.
4,
Gotta
3,
rack up as much as he can.
2, and 1. And it's officially a draw between both teams on steps. I felt that Hammer Time had the right idea, but one of the tanks was screening all the way on the west, waiting for a lot of the western type positional play of Gong Fu, which obviously it's where they were at the beginning of the match, but not at the end. They were mostly up north, ready to pounce on top of that flag cap. He saw nothing coming from that section. He started to move back towards the flag, and then from there, that's when they just didn't have enough time. They kept getting resets. Gong Fu was able to destroy the flag cap tanks, and it fell apart.
Yeah,
They
Hammer
should
Time
have
took
started
too
that.
long.
They should have started that way earlier.
They could have done it at 4 minutes earlier in the match. But Hammer Time just took forever for some reason. Maybe they're just not confident because they're sitting here on a tie-breaker win and
Well, they also didn't have.
loss.
They lost both the T1s as well.
Yeah, there's that.
That's
but
the biggest thing.
before they even lost the T1s, they could have
Yeah.
been more active. I don't know. Maybe their perspective, they didn't know much. So I can't blame them when they don't know a whole lot of intel, and it would have been risky play.
Yeah, it would have been a risk. It would
Yeah.
have been a risk, and they took some sort of risk towards the end, and ended a draw. To verify, yes, Daniel W. Tang is now the team captain of Gong Fu, and Terry Loves Bird did do the most amount of damage on Gong Fu.
He's a monster.
So there is some consistency with Gong Fu when it comes to one of their players. Chen Baiyu, the T69 at 749. He was 4 for 4. Germany in the Pershing, 5 for 28. That consistent fire.
That blind fire.
That blind fire.
Yeah.
That suppressing fire almost. Shuma King,
Recon by
3
fire.
for 5. Yatagami was 2 for 4. So not a lot of damage coming out of Gong Fu so far. Now, Prohorovka could prove to be different for both teams here. Gong Fu, if they don't want to play the aggressive game against Hammer Time, they need to move towards the east, and they need to move towards the, well, no, they're spawning to the north, so they need to move towards the west as fast as possible. But let's find out what tanks they're bringing Roadkill on battle number 2.
Well, got a T-32, Object 416, T-69, and 2 1390s for the side of Hammer Time. Gong Fu bringing a T-32, T-69, and 3 1390s. Okay. NYPD should be pretty brutal, so we'll have to watch him throughout the battle as that Object 416 just spits out damage.
Hey, it's nice to see that tank. You know, we were wanting to see it last week. It's one of the questions we had in social media. Which tanks would you like to see?
So pretty.
I'm going to stay on the T-32, the tank with no cons. It's Germany.
It's
We'll
just
be
such a
playing that
pretty tank.
It is.
It's prettier than a T-32.
Blasphemy.
It's just so Russian.
It's a prototype tank, like the T-32, never saw combat.
But way cooler. Look at it.
To each his own.
Look at that. Does T-32 have that?
Look at this. Look at this. Gong Fu went east, not west.
Oh, we might have a fight? What?
And Germany fires from long range, pushing up to where Shuma King is, and he is closest to... Oh, fires into the village. 3 shots and 3 misses against Hammer Time so far. Shuma King gets hit on the side. This is what I was talking about before. Tanks that jump into these fights that are completely overmatched. Like Shuma King here.
But Hammer Time is throwing out so many shells that are not connecting. Just rolling the dice every single shot. And because of that, they have not dealt enough damage to get a kill yet. NYPD is in a great Overwatch position, and he can do plenty of damage, yes. But a number of tanks are already on reload, and not even a single tank has died.
But they've done enough damage to have Shuma King fall back, and Terry Love's Bird gets a big hit.
And
he gets tracked as well.
Gets that shot. He looks for another one. He'll be reloaded very soon.
That was from NYPD.
Yes, he's on the hill. He just made that shot.
I'm waiting to see if he's going to get another one. Terry Love's Bird, a little bit higher behind the bushes now. He's close to Germany. I don't think NYPD can get it.
Oh, he can get a lot of shots.
Germany fires against Photo Finish for 471. Germany takes a hit for 289. Chen Baiyu's going to push up in the T69, trying to cover Germany. And Yodogami takes 2 hits. NYPD takes a shot. Yodogami's going to try to push up against the hill, but he's using his range right now to focus on the tanks that are still in the village, and Photo Finish gets lit up. Dryness takes a hit, and Yodogami, nice shot coming from him. He's in a dangerous area on that hill, but he's able to meet that danger against Hammer Time, and that's the first Terry to fall.
And now the position of Kung Fu is such that I feel like Hammer Time's just got a matter of time before they win. NYPD is in such a strong position, he can just deal damage all day.
Yeah, they can push up against such low HP tanks like Germany and Shuma King. Shuma King has fallen way, way back. He's heading towards the moat, toward the north, and now he's going to swing.
But to the east, here comes the push.
Zazi takes down Chen Baiyu. Germany and Terry Love's Bird can't hold this. Terry Love's Bird, he's the last one there next to the railroad tracks. T1 trying to do damage against Zazi. Zazi looking towards the moat itself. No Shuma Kings over there. Terry Love's Bird takes a hit from Zazi. Overlord Prime fires. It's a miss. Terry Love's Bird's heading down into the divot. Oh, shot from Drynitz, and it's a miss.
Oh, now NYPD runs down the hill, looking to ram into Yatagami. Lines up the shot. Shuma King misses. And he lives for just a little longer.
Peja tries to get a couple hits against the Object 416 in this T1. It's not going to work. NYPD lines up the shot, gets it. 2 tanks left alive for Gong Fu in battle number 2 here in Prohorovka. Overlord Prime takes down Terry Love's Bird. Shuma King last alive. To the north, Drynitz. Wow, misses a shot. Gets some ram damage. Waits for it and stops. And Overlord Prime actually gets it from further away. Hammer Time puts a point on the board on Prohorovka. I like the fight that happened in the village side, but Shuma King took way too much damage. He had to fall back, and since he was out of the fight for too long, that left some nice fire coming from NYPD up on the hill. And after that, they were split, charged down the line next to the railroad tracks, were able to take the game.
And it's just very strange that I actually see 2 teams head to the east, because most of the time only one of them does, so we get that weird polarization. But this time we saw a fight that was completely unintentional from both sides. And we see how it works out. A lot of missed shots from Hammer Time right at the beginning, but Kung Fu wasn't ready at all to bring it back.
I don't think either team was ready for that engagement. That's why we saw a lot of missed shots, because they didn't know where to place themselves in the village to jump on. Okay, well, they're coming from the north. Where do we go? Hold your position. Somebody go to the hill and just keep firing to make sure they don't push closer to us. Keep them on the other side of the building.
When you have autoloaders, suppressing fire is almost the worst thing you can do, because your opponent should know your potential amount of damage you can put out. But once you've wasted your shells, the reload time is so long that a counter push is easy. You're not going to receive almost any resistance. Yes, they have 2 consistent fire tanks. That's not enough to stop a full 5-tank push, especially if executed properly.
Well, the Object 416 or NYPD,
yeah,
he was 9 for 15, did the most damage, 2,575 damage.
There you go.
So if there's anything left to say in order to convert people to use the Object 416, I don't think there is.
No. NYPD is just a consistently top performer, and he loves cool tanks.
Yes, he does. 10 for 16 on Overlord, and Zazie was 5 for 6. The next battle is going to take place on Mines, my personal favorite map. Will we see a brawl happening in the center, or is it going to be more GOAT-like tactics coming out of these teams here that liked what they saw from #RU, and other teams are trying to emulate that type of success? We're going to find out as we jump into battle number 3 on Mines. Real kill. What do we have for tanks?
Wow. We have 5100, T32, T69, and 2 1390s for the side of Hammer Time. Kung Fu will have a T32, T69, 2 1390s, and a WZ-132. Apologize for getting that score wrong. I misclicked.
It's all right. Here we go. Germany, T32. Chen Baiyu, T69, and Peja in the T1. Heading up further.
Interesting strat. Looks like Waterside.
Waterside. I was waiting to see how far Chen Baiyu is going to go. He's not going to fully commit.
Both teams are going.
Both Waterside. Terry Loves Bird's going to be in the front. Let's follow him. 1390.
NYPD might be the first to die as there's an overmatch in the Waterside. However, Photo Finish is in a nice position. He unfortunately misses. And Zazie and NYPD.
It was a bounce. It was a bounce off Terry Loves Bird.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
Bouncing off a light tank like that.
Well, distance.
Yeah, and just went a little high. Oh, Photo Finish. Just rolling out in the open. That's one way to do it.
Well, they see Shuma King. Drynitz and Zazie. Oh, this is huge. They're pushing up against all these tanks that are in the corner. But will that leave the Mines itself?
The bounces. Chen Baiyu gets only 2 connections on the Photo Finish because of the tracks of a T-32.
But NYPD gets lit up from Terry Loves Bird and Yodogami. They didn't know they were there. Zazie trying to cover him. Zazie takes down Yodogami. Nice concentrated fire. Drynitz now focusing on Terry Loves Bird. Terry falls back. He's almost down. And who's going to get the kill? It's Zazie that gets it. Shuma King now going to be completely overmatched. He's in the WZ. And NYPD turns the corner, misses. Photo Finish will get the last shot and the kill against Shuma King. The complete overmatch on Mines. Hammer Time read this correctly. And now they're going to push in for the rest of the tanks from Kung Fu. Daniel W. Tang up on the Mines itself. Germany, he can get surrounded in no time. That T-32 is going to try to hold out against Overlord Prime. But look at the amount of damage that Hammer Time suffered because of this. Photo Finish is almost down, but they were able to calculate where to fire, who to fire upon, and get those kills first rather than, I don't know what to do, I don't know who to shoot at first. That was very, very, very smart play in such small amounts of time from Hammer Time.
Now Hammer Time just has a matter of time before they can finish off Kung Fu.
But time's running out for Kung Fu here. 7:48. Well, actually, there's plenty of time on the battle clock, but
yeah. Well, it's okay. They can just shuffle on over the water and they'll get it.
Shuffle on over.
With golden pants.
Too legit to quit. Now Chen Baiyu in the T-69 heading over to the water side to try to head off, try to stop anyone. Drynitz sees him. Drynitz has taken no damage.
Drynitz smash.
And he takes one shot to the front, goes for the ram damage. He gets unloaded upon.
Could be worth it.
Yeah, they're able to get it.
Definitely worth it.
Overshot, fires into the water. Germany falls. Peja, he's in the east side village. He's going to hide for his life.
It's okay, but cap points, guys.
And they're going for it. Hammer Time's not going to fool around with this one.
They want cat points. Delicious, delicious cat points. Yes, Zazie. Farm the cat points. It's okay. Nitz will go for the real damage. 'Cause he seems to know which way that T1 is.
Yeah, Nitz is in the other T1. Will he just fire into the bush? No, he doesn't know exactly where Peja is.
It's okay. Overwatching.
Oh,
Never mind, not overwatching.
Peja sees him.
He's gonna wait.
Oh, he fires?
What?
And Peja
Peja,
is taken
come
out. He
on.
fired and missed at the beginning. Hammer Time wins on mines. They're up 2-0 with one draw, one battle away from taking the series. Gong Fu, hey, they had a one strategy that was hopefully a counter, they thought, to going to the mines. And Hammer Time countered that counter. It's a counter.
They're both deciding on very similar strats right now.
They are, which is
It's-
cool to
yeah.
see, actually.
East side, both for Prokhorovka.
Yeah.
Then west side, both mines. Next they're going to Himmelsdorf.
Maybe they're all going to go to the courtyard, or they're all going to go hill.
Please, that would be amazing.
Oh, that would be cool. That would be
Just
quite
like
a
everyone
brawl.
drives out into the fountain, tries to use it a haul down.
Yeah.
That used to be the 1v1 spot I would go to. Like, you just like 1v1 me, bro. Himmelsdorf,
Himmelsdorf Fountain.
the fountain. I'll
That's
take
right.
you on.
That's right.
And then everyone just drives around and circles with merry-go-round of.
If you put in your champion, if the champion wins and your team wins,
Highlander, man.
yeah, there can only be one.
Mhm.
Drynitz was 7 for 8 in his 5100. He did almost 2,500 damage, 2,491 to be exact. Overlord Prime 1550, 7 for 8. Zazie 5 for 7, did 4 HP damage to the team. T32 was 6 for 7. NYPD 3 for 5. Nitz, the T1, hey, he did a little damage, 24. Looking at the Gong Fu, Chen Baoyu 6 for 8. Germany 5 for 8. Shuma King 4 for 4. So there was more damage being dealt by Hammer Time because they had more shots landing, but they are also for firing
Yes.
more. You look at basic math, like yes, because they survived longer, but they were calculating very, very quickly where to fire, which tank to target first.
Yeah, it was just a good call.
Individual target firing is better than spreading your damage out. You want to kill tanks first. So it was a good call from Hammer Time in such small increments of time. Here we go. Battle number 4 is going to take place on Himmelsdorf. Can Kung Fu bring it back? Will it be another tiebreaker? Or is Hammer Time going to close it out? Let's find out. Rookkill, what do we have for tanks?
For tanks, we got a 110, 3 5100s, and an IS-3 for Hammer Time. I think we've seen this before. Pretty sure they brought a 110 once in the past. They might favor that tank
Yes,
a little
they
bit.
have. They have.
3 5100s for Kung Fu, and 2 IS-3s.
Daniel W. Tang and Chen Baiyu in the 5100. Heading towards Tank Alley, it looks like. Well, Daniel W. Tang's heading that way. Chen Baiyu's going towards the hill.
All right, well, a lot of hill play. Actually, that's almost every member of Kung Fu going to the hill, except for single T1. Thought I heard a strange noise as Zazie in his 5100 was running into photo finish. It was like, is there a honking noise? This sounds like LA traffic.
Beep, beep, boom. And that'd be quite a sound before your tank exploded. Oh, Terry loves Bird. Cruise up fast as you can in the 5100 up to the hill. This is all. It's going to the hill. Kung Fu. And taking a look at where the T1s are. Daniel W. Tang is on Tank Alley down the Gulf line. And in Hotel 1, we have Peja sitting in the bush, and he's able to scout Nitz. So no one tank's in the vicinity. They're guessing it's the T1. Hammer Time will not push yet from their western position.
They've got the advantage. They've got 2 wins.
Yep.
Why push? I'm going to take the most defensive position on this map. Overlord Prime, defending. Drynitz, defending. Zazie, looking down the 2 line. NYPD, also looking down the 1 line.
Fun fact, Rookkill, we've had a draw in every series so far tonight.
Really?
Peja falls. Nitz makes sure he's dead as he unloads. Yes.
It's dead. There's not a second T1 there.
And the draws have happened on different maps. Draws have happened on Abbey, Ensk, and steps so far in the series tonight. We have one final series after this one. It's Googly Bobbers versus Fnatic. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss the conclusion of this match. Even though Hammer Time looks, they are in the lead. We've seen teams in the lead before fall to teams that have been underestimated by many. And even their stats would show do not compare to their opponents, but each one of these teams in the Gold League are improving. Rukill and I can testify to that fact. So can Nagatron. So can Drynitz. So can Soviet. So can many people, players involved in WGLNA that have quite the following and are respected individuals that have been here since the beginning. Or at least near the beginning. Hammer Time joined us in Season 2. Which feels like forever ago.
It was a while. I mean, Season 2 was 7 months ago? So, I mean, it does seem like forever, especially in esports time. Come on.
It was late summer last year.
Okay. So we'll see that year coming up, probably towards the end of this season, right?
Yotogami and Daniel W. Tang pushing up now down the Delta line. Germany and Yotogami. Oh, Yotogami fires. Does not connect.
Does connect.
Oh, he does?
That's Creeks. We've got a dead
Oh,
Creeks.
he killed Creeks?
Creeks down!
Oh, wow.
Rip Creeks. But defensive position, Overlord Prime is spotted. Sees Terry. Terry leaves.
Gongfu knows they have to be aggressive. They have to get a win.
It's going to be a cat
Stay
fast.
alive.
Daniel W. Tang leads the way in his T1.
Hammer Time's ready for it.
Are they? Are they really? NYPD and Dryness aren't in a nice position. They might run into Yotogami,
Well,
Germany, and Terry
I mean-
looking for a contraflank.
Yeah, but they're in a position to at least hold off the type of flank that Gongfu is going to position themselves in.
Maybe. But if enough tanks from Kung Fu go to the south, they're going to be able to overmatch Dryness and NYPD. And that will lead to...
15 seconds ago, yes, but look at Hammer Time being able to
There it
look
is.
down to the south.
You're right. Zazie, photo finish. They are going to be able to get into the correct positions. Photo leading the way, trying to put a stop to this aggression in the south. And you're actually even Overlord Prime might be coming back soon. Photo is going to find Shuma King in a moment. Yes. And connects.
Yeah, gets that one shot, but Germany and Terry Loves Bird now know where photo finish is. He's going to get lit up from the side. Dryness and NYPD now need to move in now to cover photo finish from moving back.
And there's the cover fire. Terry, Germany, all being punished right now.
Terry Loves Bird and Germany are taking 2 hits, 3 hits. Terry Loves Bird is almost down,
One more.
and he's going to fall all the way back. And there is the flag cap pressure from Hammer Time. Germany gets hit to the side, 2 super low tanks on the courtyard, and NYPD fires another one. But here comes Chen Baiyu firing against Drynitz, and he's going to try to cover Yotogami. Someone has to leave in order to take care of that T1. It might be Daniel W. Tang.
Possibly,
Maybe
but
it's
it looks like it's going to be... Is that... Yeah, that is Tang. Running back, it's going to be a T1v T1 fight.
Yotogami takes another hit to the side. Germany falls. Drynitz is able to get it.
But Drynitz is taking quite a few shells. 600... Oh, Chen Baiyu and Shuma King are able to pin him. He goes down. The NYPD actually might go down as well if Chen Baiyu can make his shots count. But one goes into a dead Drynitz.
53 seconds left. And Chen Baiyu can't get the next hit on NYPD. Shuma King takes down photo finish. Another miss from Chen Baiyu. Maybe out of shots. Terry Loves Bird, super low. Hammer Time knows it. 37 seconds left. Daniel W. Tang falls to Nitz. He couldn't even get the kill against him. Look at Nitz's position.
Oh, beautiful position right there against the chapel. And he's going to be reverse angled, and he's going to have 23 seconds with it. Looks like Chen Baiyu trying to come on back. But I don't know if he's going to have enough time.
It's going to be really close, Rukill. He cannot stop. I don't think he knows where to look for him, though.
No, he should. They've seen him once. He's going to get back in time.
Well, his teammate will tell him.
No, he'll be back in time.
5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Can he get the shot? He missed! Base is captured!
What?
Base is captured! Hammer Time is able to do it. They are able to get the flag cap. Chen Baiyu, 1 millimeter away. He couldn't get it. I told you, it was tough trying to finagle that shot.
No.
Hamelsdorf goes to hammer time, and they win the series 3-0.
That shouldn't have ended that way.
Well, Gong Fu is, dare I say, winning that brawl. But take a look at that. Chen Baiyu sees the tank, fires right next to it at 1 second. They were able to
You
get
just
it.
need a fraction of a second.
Yeah.
One bad roll. And just, that's a loss for Kung Fu.
Well, I'm taking a look at the damage that was dealt. Hammer Time they did more damage here. NYPD 2,439 for 9. Photo Finish right behind him 4 for 8. Zazie 8 for 9. Drynitz 5 for 6. Overlord Prime 1 for 9. Whoa,
One.
Overlord Prime. What?
He was sniping a lot of the time,
Yeah.
actually watching the east side across their own cap. So understandably, he was just slinging shots out there left and right to see if something was there. I noticed early in the battle, he was firing up towards the hill in order to try and just fire outside of his view range. IS-3s don't see that very far. So just blind fire. If someone's sitting there at the corner, might as well just recon by fire.
Yep.
You won't see the impact if your shell hits a tank one. It's invisible.
Well, Hammer Time gets a full win in this series. Gong Fu still no wins so far after week 3. They're still showing some promise, but what they lack compared to all these other teams that's in their division is experience in the Gold League, and they are earning that experience. We're seeing some good strategies, some plans that are happening, but they just need more refinement and more polish. And with that being said, we still wish them all the best of luck despite the challenges they're going through as a team. And as Daniel W. Ting said, they're going to play through the rest of the season. And with that, we're going to get prepared for match number 4, the final match of the night, the Googly Boppers versus Fnatic. Stay tuned.